Happy December the 21st. Christmas countdown is totally begun, and I cannot be happier. We have a lot of stuff to do in the next 2 days, though, because we've got to prep our house for this winter storm that pretty much the entire United States is getting. We are talking record lows in Alabama. Like, it's going to be below zero. Below zero. I'm just trying to let that sink in. I don't know if I can. So, the husband and I are going to go to Lowe's in a little bit. We're actually going to look into replacing a couple of blinds on our house. We had those plastic ones in almost all the rooms. We were given some fabric roller shades that we had in our living room, but they just do not do very good insulation as far as keeping the cold air from the windows. So that's going to be happening. We found some. We found 2 that are on clearance. So we're going to go get those for our bedroom, since our bedroom has gotten better since we put all the extra insulation on the under the siding on this side of the room, which is actually behind this bookcase. And we still have to put some more insulation in our bathroom back wall under the siding. But we're going to start with these windows first, because the shades that we're looking at are like these honeycomb kind of shades, and they're supposed to help hold in heat. And eventually we'll, try to replace all the ones on the house, but that can get very expensive, so we're doing it a little bit at a time. Also going to grab some paint samples so I can actually make real paint swatches and stare at them in the sunlight and watch paint dry. And there will be a little outtake at the end of this video about why my eyes are so red. So let's start off with David's Tea. David's Tea, day 21. Oh, it was under my finger. I couldn't see it. And this is Blackberry Jasmine Blast. I bet that's really good. I love blackberries. The Jelly Calendar. Oh, Bonnie. New one. White white nectarine, peach, and lemon verbatim. That's a lot. Let me try that again. White nectarine, peach, lemon verbatim spread. Okie dokie. Great value. Jeez. Cherry Mocha. Keurig. Nutty and Caramel. So it's just a donut shop, but it does have caramel. So I wouldn't say that that's a horrible K-Cup Keurig, but it's better than what I've been getting. So not too upset. However, Great Value is coming out with a yummy cherry mocha. And when I think of cherry mocha, I think of chocolate covered cherries, and that is a very seasonal. So I think they kind of win. Day 21 of Emma's Yarn. It's pink. Like I don't even know what this is. This was one of those Walmart finds where you see it and it's like so weird and soft that you're like, I think I still want it. And it was on clearance for like $5. So super cheap. But I mean, it is so soft. But it looks like I killed a pink animal and I'm wearing it. It's kind of weird. And I, again, don't even really like pink. So there's our peekaboo. And this is very pretty. It's like Tutti Frutti bubblegum. Very, very pretty. I keep looking out my window because like there's all these crows in our front yard. Okay, so for the Molly, day 21, there's a cute little reindeer sticker. it's like very, very light pink. But it's a very pretty pink. It does have some color depth. There's some like darker pinks. It's kind of hard to pick up because it's getting washed out by my window. Craft Fit. Oh, we're on day 21, right? Yes. So in our Craft Fit day 21, all we got was some Tarte and why can't I think of that gray color? I should know this by now. Y'all are probably screaming it at me. Is it Turn? Yeah, Turn. And this is just the Malintosh Twist Life. Day 9 and the Hobby Lobby. Oh. Okay, so you get this keychain or bag clip that says, "Follow me to Hobby Lobby." It's a sweater. That's pretty cute. And you also get this really nice wooden gauge. And it's got the slide in for crochet hooks and the one for knitting needles. And you have a stitch gauge. So you can count your stitches per inch. It's like a thin wood. And you can hear the little thin wood. It's really cute though. I like the deer. I wish they made it 2 separate ones to make it a little bit more size friendly, but it's still nice. This stuff does kind of splinter pretty bad when you break it, or I would try to cut it down the middle and make it 2 separate ones. That's really cute. It says all tangled up, and it has the deer with all the yarn balls in its antlers, like Christmas balls. So that's that portion. Let's go see what today has in store for us. Hello. So I have had some coffee put into me, a lot more coffee than this morning, and I'm a little bit more alert and awake. But I'm also very cold because we did go to Lowe's, then we had family come over, and then we went on a walk in the woods, and yeah, I thought I would sit down and talk about a couple of things for today. So you probably saw the photos that I'm going to post either before this or after this, or you will see them. But I'm going to show you this pile of blinds. So what had happened was we had went for these 2 blinds for our bedroom, like I said, because we saw online they were clearance. These things are regular like $70-something a piece. So with tax and everything, they've been close to $100. I think they're like $79, like right at $80. And that's per window for these things. But again, they're like a honeycomb fabric-y kind of blind, and the ones that we got for the bedroom are going to be room darkening, and then the ones we'll get for the other windows will either be room darkening or light filtering, means they'll still let some light through, but not enough to heat up the room, which is what I wanted in the kitchen, so I can pull the curtains down when we go on vacation or something. It's just one of those things I do. But anywho, so we get there, and we're like, this is not possible, because we found these things on clearance online for like $20. And I'm like, they're going to cancel that before we get in. That's just like a computer error, I'm sure. So we get there, and they had them pulled ready for us. And so we were like, let's go look at the rest of them. So we did. And that's how this happens. So let me explain. If you need some blinds, and it's not at every Lowe's, because this was at one of our Lowe's, we have 2 Lowe's within 30 minutes, and the other one does not have these on clearance yet. But these are like $70 a piece, and you have to have them cut to the size that you need. For us to do the 2 windows in our bedroom by themselves, it would have been at least $200 and something, because you have to figure about $100 per blind with taxes. We got enough of these to do every single window in our house for around I think it was close, a little under $400, which seems like a lot. But if we were paying retail, we would have only been able to do 4 windows. And we're doing every single window in our house. It's crazy. Crazy good clearance. I'm like, let's get them. So the poor guy who was there cutting the windows, I think his name was Chris or something. He's like, are y'all wanting all of these cut today? Like, I'm pretty sure we gave the poor kid a complex. But we're like, no, we just need like a couple of them cut. And then we'll come back after the holidays and get some more cut. Well, we came home and put the ones up that we had got cut. And then after the company left, we came in our bedroom and it is like warmer. Like you can actually tell a difference. So then the husband started putting up the ones in the living room that he got cut. And we actually got one of those little heat things that you shoot an area and it lets you know the degree difference. So we waited, if we put one up in the living room, we waited a few minutes with it pulled down, and then one of the old curtains pulled down, and we got the temperature from the interior with the blind closed, and there was like a 4-degree difference as far as being warmer with the new blinds. Like they literally help keep the warm air, cool air, whatever kind of air you want in on the side of the window that you want it in. Needless to say, we're going to be going back tomorrow to get some more cut. The ones that we bought cut for the rest of the windows and go ahead and knocking this out. Because this winter storm that's coming our way is going to be brutal. And with the winds that we're supposed to be getting for our area, again, we are kind of close to the highest point of Alabama. And I think they said we're going to have like 35 to 45 mile per hour winds. You add rain, because it's been raining a lot, those type of winds, there are going to be tree limbs popping like crazy. They're going to be dropping it like it's hot. And when they drop it, guess what else drops? The power lines. Since we are not in a high priority area, that means that we will probably lose power. And I'm hoping, oh my goodness, I hope we do not lose power for Christmas. Knock on wood, send in prayers. I mean, like, I'm actually kind of worried about this at this point. So that's why we're wanting to get these up, so that they will help if that happens. A piece of fuzz from my jacket just went flying in front of my face. If that happens, then we can keep our house warm. We do have a wood burning fireplace in our living room, and in the winter when we had these kind of situations, we go ahead and pull out these big quilts that we have and a bunch of thumbtacks and a hammer, and we lay all this stuff on the dining room table, because we're not like crazy preppers, but we prep for things like this, so that way if we do lose power, we can grab those, already know where the thumbtacks are and the hammers, and we cover up the big walkways that go from our living room to the foyer and our living room to the den, because that's where that fireplace is in that living room, and we can trap that heat in, and we just kind of all hang out there the entire time till we get electricity. And that big snow I showed the other day in my advent, we did lose electricity for like 5 days, and it was around 18 to, I think, it was under freezing those days. And that process, even though it was brutal, having to wake up and constantly monitoring that fireplace, made it very livable for us. We do have a bigger generator now, but it's not big enough to run our heater, like as far as the house furnace. But we do have a plug-up fireplace that we can wheel in there, and we can use that if we need to. But it's just trying to get all this stuff prepped and done today and tomorrow, because Friday I think is when all this craziness is going to come. That was that. But I was excited about the good deal. I still haven't painted my board yet. I'll do that later this evening, and I'll show you those tomorrow. So my brother-in-law and sister-in-law and nephew came over. The nephew came in and played half-nephew? Cousin? I don't know what he is. Something by marriage. He's a little kid. He is the same age as my oldest son, but he's the same height and body build as my youngest son. And there's a 4-year difference there. It's crazy. He's so cute and little. But he played Fortnite with us and hung out, went walking with us as well. But my brother-in-law gets me like a little Christmas present every year. We usually get him something small, but he always gets me something ever since I've been married to my husband, and we got married in 2006. And he always gets me like these little interesting gifts that I love. And it's crazy because he had no idea that I'm getting this she shed. Okay, like no one besides my parents, you guys, I don't think anybody in my family even watches my channel. I don't even know if they know that I know how to knit and crochet. Anyways, but there's not that many people like in my family that know that I'm getting this crazy she shed. Yet he got me this gift that I'm like, oh my goodness, it's going to be perfect, because he got me these 12 photo frames and they're all gray. And we know that I love gray because gray is a color and it's also neutral. But yeah, set of 12 frames. So what I'm thinking I'm doing with these, because you know, yesterday I opened up and saw that Stitchmas, hi Dexter, gifted me the Tunisian crochet kit, and I don't know how to Tunisian crochet yet. But I did find some YouTube videos and we'll try to sit down and watch today or tomorrow. But it's probably going to be tomorrow afternoon. After Thursday, all my chores and adulting of the week, for the most part, should be done. I have a little bit of laundry I have to get done. I have to clean my mother-in-law's. I need to mop our house. I need to vacuum our house. And then there's a little bit of cooking prep, but my husband kind of likes to cook on the holidays, so that's mostly on him. I'm just like his official chopper, so I may have to do some chopping. But after all that, I should have crafting time and time to actually sit down and catch up on some YouTube channels, because if you're watching this and you saw that I haven't left you a heart or comment on one of your channels lately, that's why. It's just I have not literally sat down and watched anybody's YouTube channel, and I am so sorry about that. I hate that I have to prioritize some things over you guys, because even though I don't technically haven't been able to touch or really see you or hear your voice, I still consider y'all friends. And it makes me sad when I can't show support for my friends like I want to. Like, it makes me feel like I'm a bad friend. So that's something that I'm dealing with right now, and I'm really hoping to get to a point where I can play catch up and get back to that, which after Christmas, I will not be recording every day. So that's going to help a lot, because this is a lot to do to record every day and to kind of edit these videos, because if I didn't edit my videos, y'all, it is like pure pandemonium. I say the word like I don't even know how many times, and I'm really trying to break myself. I've done a lot better. It used to be really bad, and that always happens. Okay, so back to the frames. So they are these little frames. They're gray. They have like this kind of thing on them, but also can hang them. So what I'm thinking about doing with these, because they're all different sizes. So there's 4x6. There's an 8x10. Another 4x6. Another 4x6. Some little, I guess these are 2x3s. There's a lot. And some 5x7s. I think paints them, or I may leave them this gray color. I don't know. I'm pretty sure I can prime them and paint them if I wanted to paint them. So I'm thinking about doing white walls in my shed, so I don't know how this is going to stand out as much as I want it to. So I may paint them, but they're plastic, but it shouldn't be hard to paint them as long as I prime them, and I can do them any color. Or I may leave them gray, because I do like the gray. Because what I'm thinking of doing is, if you've watched, and I'll link it here, but if you watch this video where I went to Eat, Sleep, and Knit in Dallas, Georgia, one of my favorite yarn stores, and they had all these little framed swatches around the store showing off the yarns that they were selling. I think I'm going to steal that idea. And what's funny is I was actually going to buy some frames for this reason, and then he gave me some. Like he knew. But I'm actually going to knit some swatches, and what a perfect time to be working on this, because I'm wanting to learn Tunisian crochet. So I'm going to make some swatches. I've already kind of went through, I'm trying to find different stitches, and then I might do some knit and other crochet stitches. But I'm going to just make a bunch of swatches and put in these, and use that for like a focal gallery wall. I think that would be super fun in the she shed. So, as I make them, I will show them to you guys. Also, before I forget, this is the Midas hat. I think it's a free pattern on Ravelry. When I was talking about the Jimmy Bean's Craft Vent calendar, talking about that first hat I made, and I was talking about how I thought the brim should be longer or made into a double brim instead of a fold over brim. This is what I'm talking about, because this is exactly what this hat is. So you start with a provisional cast on the bottom, and then you knit, 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 and then halfway through you do a purl ridge. You can see my purl ridge there. And so then you knit, knit, knit some more. And then once you make both of the sides knit evenly with that purl ridge in the middle, you're going to get another pair of needles, put your waste yarn, your live stitches from your provisional cast on those needles, and you're going to hold those needles together almost like you're doing a 3-needle bind off. And then you're just going to pick up and start knitting the body of your hat. And what that does is it makes a double brim. So there's my provisional cast on, but it connects to the ending part of this brim, and then it creates this big, chunky, thicker brim, and then the rest of the hat is just one layer. These are like my favorite hats because it's always my ears that get cold, and sometimes I get warm a little too fast, so I don't want the double thickness on my head, but a single sock yarn thickness is perfect for around here in winter. But I still get that extra warmth, and I usually make these about 2.5 to 3 inches thick, and that's plenty to cover my ears. And they're very lightweight, and they're very comfortable. But that's exactly how, if I was to do that little bitty ornament hat again, I would probably utilize the same technique for that to give it the appeal of the thicker brim without having to sacrifice part of the pattern on the little bitty hat, if that makes sense. But this is a free pattern, and as always, I'll link it in the show notes. The yarn I use is from one of my favorite small indie dyers. It is Undead Yarn, and I'll link her shop below. She has a YouTube channel, so I'll also tag her in the mentioned channel section, so you can click on it, follow her channel. She hasn't posted in a while, or there was a time where she didn't post that much, so I don't know. I haven't obviously got to follow up on my people, so I don't know when the last time she posted was. But this colorway she dyed is just one of my favorite yarns literally I've ever used. I love how the colors turned out. Honestly, one of my favorite dye jobs ever in a yarn. It is just so pretty and colorful. And it's called Wood Nymph. But I love this hat because of the structure and because of the colorway. And it's just very, very comfortable. Happy vlogmas. I'm laughing because as I sat down to record this and get started, I was putting on this hat because my hair is kind of crazy yet again today because it's just what it is, and the ball of the hat hit me in the eyeball. Now my eyeball won't stop watering. It hurts. It hurts so bad. I can't do this right now. So the son and I stopped by the pet store the other day to get some cat food, and we saw this baby peeping at us under the blanket, and it literally broke my heart to leave her there.